Welcome to Deep Thoughts, a podcast designed to take you on an introspective journey into the mindsets and strategies that fuel personal growth. In every episode, we'll explore the intersection of psychology, spirituality, and real-world tactics, guiding you through powerful methods to elevate your health, wealth, relationships, and overall well-being. From deep dives into transformative habits and mindsets to candid discussions about the challenges we face in today's fast-paced world, Deep Thoughts is here to remind you of the untapped potential that lies within. If you're ready to disconnect from the distractions and connect with the tools and insights needed to create lasting change, this show is your sanctuary for self-discovery and empowerment. Tune in, reflect, and take action towards a more vibrant and fulfilling life.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to dive into something really fascinating.
Always ready to dive in.
Today we're tackling this idea that we create our own reality, Like, how much of what we experience is actually just our perception?
Yeah, it's a question that's puzzled philosophers and scientists for ages, hasn't it?
And, we've got some really interesting articles to dig into, stuff from Dr. David Hamilton about how animals see the world so differently from us, for one.
Oh, yeah, I love that stuff. It's mind-blowing. Really makes you question what reality even is, when a dog's looking at basically a beige lawn instead of a green one.
Right, and it's not like they're seeing a faded version of what we see. It's like they're tuned into a whole different channel.
Exactly. Different photoreceptors in their eyes, picking up on completely different wavelengths of light, makes you realize how much of what we perceive is really just our brain interpreting signals, not some objective truth.
It's like we assume our senses are giving us the full picture, but really it's more like they're giving us a curated highlight reel tailored to our species.
And even that highlight reel can get edited depending on our individual experiences, and get this, even our beliefs.
Whoa, okay, hold on. I want to get into beliefs in a bit because we have a lot to unpack there. But first, you mentioned how differently animals see. Like, I know dogs can't see green, but what about other animals?
Oh, it gets even wilder. Take bees, for example.
Bees. What's so special about how they see?
Well, you know how some flowers have those patterns we can barely see, those lines guiding pollinators to the good stuff?
Yeah.
Bees see those patterns, but with ultraviolet vision. It's like a whole secret language of flowers that we're completely oblivious to.
No way.
Yeah.
So they're seeing a way more intricate world than we are.
Absolutely. And get this, some birds, scientists believe they can actually see the Earth's magnetic field.
Wait, seriously? Like they see the magnetic lines?
That's what the research suggests. They've got this photopigment called cryptochrome, and it's thought to act kind of like a built-in compass, helping them navigate on their migrations.
Imagine having a compass right in your eyes. That's insane.
It really is. It really highlights how what we perceive is just the tiny sliver of what's actually out there.
Yeah, it makes you feel kind of, limited.
Right. It's humbling, for sure. But it also opens up this whole other world of possibilities, doesn't it? Like, what else are we not seeing? What other ways of experiencing the world are out there?
It's almost like, yeah, it's exciting. It's like realizing there's so much more to discover. But how does this all tie back to us, to humans,
Well, that's where things get really interesting, because it's not just our senses that shape our reality. It's also, you guessed it, our belief.
Beliefs as filters. That's a fascinating idea. It's like our brains are wearing tinted sunglasses, but instead of changing how we see colors, it's changing how we see the world, right?
Absolutely. Janice Vilhauer, PhD, dives into this in her article for Psychology Today. She explains how our brains, even without us realizing it, try to confirm what we already believe, even if those beliefs aren't doing us any favors.
It reminds me of that saying, seeing is believing, but in this case, it's more like believing is seeing. Our beliefs actually influence what we notice and how we interpret events.
Precisely. Imagine you're someone who believes they're bad with technology. Every time you encounter a glitch or struggle to figure out a new gadget, it reinforces that belief, even if you're perfectly capable in other areas.
Oh, I know someone like that. Every minor computer issue becomes this huge drama, further solidifying their technophobe identity.
Exactly. And the articles from Calm Pages and Farnham Street take this concept a step further by exploring the power of narratives. Our brains crave stories. We love to connect the dots and find meaning, even in random events. But here's the catch. The narratives we create have a powerful impact on our emotions and actions.
So it's not just about believing certain things about ourselves or the world, but it's also about the stories we weave around those beliefs. We're basically the authors of our own internal dramas.
Yes. Think about it. Two people can experience the same event, say, getting caught in a sudden downpour. One might tell a story of being cursed by bad luck, while the other might see it as an unexpected adventure. Same event, two completely different narratives, each shaping their emotional response and future actions.
Okay, so our brains are wired to find patterns and create stories, even if it means selectively filtering information to fit our pre-existing beliefs. And these stories, these narratives, actually influence our reality, even down to how we react to a little rain shower. I'm starting to see how powerful this all is.
And there's another layer to this. Hector McDonald, in his book Truth, How the Many Sides to Every Story Shape Our Reality, highlights that there are often multiple ways to frame the same event, leading to what he calls competing truths. The story we choose to tell ourselves and how we choose to tell to others has a huge impact on how we perceive reality and how we influence those around us.
So it's not just about our internal narratives, but also how those narratives shape our interactions and relationships. It's like that game of telephone where the story morphs with each retelling, except in this case, we're shaping the narrative with our own beliefs and perceptions.
Exactly. For example, imagine a company facing a challenging situation. One leader might frame it as a burning platform, emphasizing the urgency and need for drastic action, potentially creating a sense of panic. Another leader, facing the exact same facts, might frame it as a golden opportunity for innovation and growth, inspiring creativity and collaboration. Which story do you think would lead to a more empowered and effective team?
Wow, that's a powerful example. So it's not about denying reality or pretending everything is rosy. It's about recognizing that there are multiple ways to frame any given situation, and the story we choose to tell ourselves and others has a ripple effect, influencing both our own reality and the reality of those around us. This is really making me think. So where do we go from here? Knowing that our brains can be kind of sort of tricked by our own beliefs, it's a little, I don't know, unnerving.
It might seem that way at first, yeah, but think of it this way. Once you see how the trick works, you can start to work with it, Become more aware of those filters and choose how you want to shape your reality.
That's a good point. So it's not about, like, pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing a more empowering perspective.
Exactly. And our sources offered some pretty cool strategies for doing just that. Byron Katie, have you heard of her? She's got this process called The Work, and it's all about questioning your thoughts.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. It's about really digging into whether your thoughts are actually true or just, like, habits.
Exactly. She has you ask these 4 questions. Is it true? Can I absolutely know that it's true? How do I react when I think that thought? And who would I be without the thought?
Super powerful stuff.
Wow. Yeah, I need to try that. What else did the article suggest?
Another big one is to actively seek out different perspectives. You know how easy it is to get stuck in your own bubble, hearing the same opinions over and over?
Oh, tell me about it. Social media algorithms have us figured out, that's for sure. Right. But when you make an effort to listen to people with different backgrounds, different experiences, it challenges your assumptions in a good way, helps you see the bigger picture.
That's so important. And something I think a lot of people forget these days. Everyone's so quick to judge, to assume they have all the answers.
It's true. But by being open to different viewpoints, we actually learn more, grow more. It's like that quote, "The mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled,"
I love that. So if we're constantly seeking, questioning, and kindling that fire in our minds, we're basically becoming more conscious creators of our own reality.
Exactly. And that's the empowering part, isn't it? We have more agency than we often realize.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive. It's a lot to process. But the main takeaway for me is this. We're not just along for the ride when it comes to reality. We actually have a say in shaping our experiences.
Couldn't put it better myself.
And, it all starts with awareness, with paying attention to those filters and narratives we create. So here's a little challenge for everyone listening. Think of a recent situation where you might have jumped to a conclusion, maybe told yourself a story that wasn't so helpful. Now, try looking at that same situation from a different angle. What else could be true? What's a more empowering way to frame it?
That's a great exercise. And remember, even small shifts in perception can create big ripples in our lives.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, we'll wrap it up for today. A huge thank you to our expert for joining us and shedding light on this fascinating topic.
My pleasure. Always a good time.
And to all our listeners, don't forget to check out the show notes for links to all the articles we discussed. Until next time, keep those minds curious and remember, you have the power to shape your own reality.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Deep Thoughts Podcast. I hope you found insights and inspiration to take with you on your journey of self-growth. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode, and don't forget to follow us on social media to stay updated on new releases and exclusive content. See you next time, where we'll continue to help you grow and explore your full potential.